Namaste to everyone. I welcome you all in my YouTube video channel. Today I will deliver lecture on group lecture number 44, in which I will discuss some problems on quotient groups. Now we solve a problem. Problem is, if G be a non-commutative group with center Z, then the quotient group G by Z is non-cyclic. Now we solve this. Given that G be a non-commutative group and Z be the center of the group G. Therefore, Z contains elements X belongs to G such that Xg equal to Gx for all G belongs to capital G. Since the element of center of the group commutes with every element of the group G. Since center of the group is a normal subgroup of the given group G, therefore quotient group G by Z exists. If possible, let G by Z is a cyclic group. Since we know that in a quotient group G by Z, Z be the identity element of quotient group G by Z. Let A belongs to G and since we have assumed G by Z is a cyclic group, therefore G by Z is generated by AZ. Therefore each element of G by Z will be expressed as the integral power of AZ. Here n is an integer. Therefore G by Z will contain elements of the form Z, AZ, AZ square and so on. Since we know that AZ whole to the power n equal to A to the power n Z. Since Z is a normal subgroup, so left coset of Z equal to right coset of Z. So G by Z contains distinct left cosets of Z, and also G is the union of all distinct left cosets of Z. AZ I let. Therefore P belongs to G implies that P belongs to A Z to the power R implies that P belongs to A to the power R Z. Let this is number 1. Again, let Q belongs to G. Therefore, Q be an element of any one of these cosets implies that Q belongs to AZ to the power S, implies that Q belongs to A to the power S Z. This is number 2. From 1 and 2 we may write P equal to A to the power R and some elements of Z. Let that element is Z1. Z1 belongs to Z. Z be the center of group G. This is number 3. Similarly, from 2, Q equal to A to the power S, some element of Z. Let that element is Z2. Z2 belong to Z. Let this is number 4. Now, P operation Q equal to A to the power R Z1, A to the power S Z2. By associative law, A to the power R Z1, A to the power S Z2. Again by associative law, A to the power R Z1, A to the power S Z2. Since Z be the center of the group and Z1 be an element of the center of group Z, therefore Z1 commutes with A to the power S, since A to the power S be an element of group G. The property of each element of center of group is that it commutes with every element of group G. So, here we may write A to the power S Z1. Commutative law. Z2. This equal to A to the power R, A to the power S, Z1, Z2. And this equal to A to the power R plus S, Z1, Z2. Let this is number 5. Similarly, QP, Q operation P equal to A to the power S Z2, A to the power R Z1. Following the above process, and since elements of center of group Z1 and Z2 commutes with every element of group G, we may write A to the power S, A to the power R, Z2, Z1. This is equal to A to the power R plus S, and Z1, Z2 commutes with each other. So, this equal to Z1, Z2. From 5 and 6 we get PQ equal to QP. Since P and Q are elements of group G, and here we get commutative property of group G. But given that the group G is non-commutative, so we get a contradiction. And this contradiction is for our assumption that G by Z quotient group is a cyclic group generated by an element Az. Therefore, our assumption for G by Z to be a cyclic group is wrong. Hence, a non-commutative group which has center Z may not have a cyclic quotient group. That is, G by Z will be the quotient group, but it is non-cyclic. Proved. Here we have an important note. If G be a commutative group, then center of group equal to group G itself. And in this case, the quotient group G by Z is the trivial subgroup. Since number of possible distinct quotients of Z in G is order of G by order of Z. Since order of G by Z equal to G, that means order of G, and this is equal to 1. Therefore, number of distinct left quotients of Z in G will be 1. Order of G by Z equal to 1. And this means G by Z containing only single element, that is identity element of G by Z. That means the quotient group G by Z is the trivial subgroup, because Z be the identity element of G by Z. Now we solve the next problem. Prove that symmetric group S3 has trivial center. Let S3 be a symmetric group of degree 3. Each element of S3 be a permutation defined on the set S containing element 1, 2, 3, and elements of S3 be row 0, row 1, row 2, row 3, row 4, row 5. Here row 0 be the identity permutation. Let Z be the center of S3. Therefore, Z contains all those elements X belongs to S3 such that Xg equal to Gx for all G belongs to S3. We know that center of group is a normal subgroup. Therefore, Z is a normal subgroup of S3. Since S3 is non-commutative and center is always a commutative subgroup, therefore S3 not equal to Z. Since order of S3 equal to 6, since S3 contains 6 number of elements and S3 not equal to Z, center of the group, therefore order of Z less than 6. This is number 1. Since Z is a normal subgroup of S3, that is a subgroup of S3, therefore by Lagrange's theorem, order of Z divides order of group S3, implies that order of Z divides 6. Since order of Z is less than 6, therefore possible values of order of Z be 1, 2 or 3. If order of Z equal to 3, then order of S3 by order of Z equal to 6 by 3 equal to 2, implies that this is the order of quotient group S3 by Z equal to 2. Since order of the quotient group is 2, that is a prime number, therefore quotient group S3 by Z is cyclic. But S3 is not a commutative group, and we know that any non-commutative group may not have a cyclic quotient group. So this is impossible. Again, if order of Z equal to 2, then order of S3 by order of Z equal to 6 by 2, that is 3, implies that order of this quotient group S3 by Z equal to 3, and 3 is a prime number. Therefore, order of the quotient group S3 by Z is a prime number, that is quotient group S3 by Z is a cyclic group. Therefore, S3 by Z is cyclic. Again, same case arises. Since S3 is a non-commutative group, again similar case arises. Since S3 is a non-commutative group and Z be the center of S3, therefore quotient group S3 by Z may not be a cyclic group. Therefore, we get contradiction. Therefore, order of Z must be 1. That is, Z, the center of group, is a trivial subgroup because its order is 1. It contains only single element, that is the identity element, and this kind of subgroup is called trivial subgroup. Therefore, Z is a trivial subgroup. Hence, the symmetric group S3 has trivial center. Proved. Now we solve the next problem. Let G be a cyclic group of order 12 generated by element A. of group G, and H be the cyclic subgroup of G generated by A to the power 4. Prove that H is a normal subgroup of G. Write out all cosets of H in G. Verify the quotient group G by H is a cyclic group of order 4. Now we solve this. Solution. Given that G be a cyclic group of order 12 generated by A. G be a cyclic group generated by element A and order of G equal to 12. Therefore, G equal to elements A square, A cube, dot, A to the power 12 equal to identity element. Again, H be the cyclic subgroup of G generated by element A to the power 4. Therefore, H equal to a set containing elements A to the power 4, A to the power 4 square, A to the power 4 cube, that is A to the power 12, that is identity element. So H will be a cyclic subgroup containing elements A to the power 4, A to the power 8 and identity element. Here order of G equal to 12. This is number 1. And order of H equal to 3. This is number 2 and this is number 3. Since H be a cyclic subgroup of G, therefore H is a commutative subgroup of G, and H is commutative subgroup of G means H is a normal subgroup of G. Therefore, quotient group G by H exists. Since order of G by order of H equal to 12 by 3 equal to 4 implies that order of G by H equal to 4. This means quotient group contains 4 elements. Here we construct 4 elements. Since we know that H be the identity element of the quotient group, so H will be the identity element, and next AH, this equal to A to the power 5, A to the power 9, A square H, this equal to A to the power 6, A to the power 10 and A square, A cube H equal to A to the power 7, A to the power 11 and A cube. If we try to construct A to the power 4H, then we get A to the power 8, A to the power 12 that is the identity element, and a to the power 4 which is equal to h, and we get repetition. Here h contains element a to the power 4, a to the power 8 and identity element. So we will get only 4 elements in quotient group G by H. Elements are H, AH, A square H and A cube H. Therefore, order of G by H is 4. Now we verify that it is a cyclic group. Since here we get that order of G by H is 4 by counting the elements. By formula we have already get order of G by H equal to 4. So we verify by two ways: by formula order of G by H equal to 4 and by counting elements of G by H. In both cases we get order of G by H is 4. We calculate AH whole to the power 4 equal to A to the power 4 H, and here we see that A to the power 4 H equal to H. Identity element of G by H. Therefore, order of AH equal to 4. A square H whole square equal to A to the power 4 H, that is equal to H identity element. Therefore, order of A square H equal to 2. Order of A cube H we have to find. A cube H to the power 4 equal to A to the power 12 H. A to the power 12 is identity element H equal to H, that is identity element of quotient group G by H. Therefore, order of A cube H equal to 4. Here we see that AH be an element of quotient group G by H and order of the quotient group is 4. Therefore, order of G by H equal to order of an element of G by H. Therefore, G by H is cyclic, that is quotient group G by H is cyclic. Here also we see that order of this element is also 4. Therefore, AQH be another generator. AH be a generator of G by H and AQH is also another generator of quotient group G by H. That is, quotient group G by H is a cyclic group. Proved. Now I will give you details of my lecture notes. Thanks for watching my video. If you are satisfied with my presentation and contents, then please click on like button and do subscribe my YouTube channel. Thank you.